Hello Chocs and Chocolates, down in between, Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. This time we have the Cadbury's Roses gift set, I guess, or gift box. I'm not really sure what you'd call this one, but yeah. So basically, I mean, long time viewers on my channel will probably know that I've reviewed Cadbury's Roses probably twice before. But obviously they changed, and I think the last time I reviewed them, I think literally the week after, someone mentioned in the comments, or maybe even the day after, that they've already changed it. I think they removed the coffee cream. I love the coffee creams, it's one of my favourite ones. I mean, I know obviously it's a divisive one, but for me I like the different ones like that, and it reminds me of my childhood as well, because the coffee cream was there when I was younger. You know, it was a staple really. Well, as far as I was concerned anyway, I always remember it, and I probably didn't like it at the time. It always looked like the Strawberry Dream. It was like in a dome, and had the same packaging. It was a foil wrapper as well, and they're both the same colour, same pattern, but different colours. You know, obviously the strawberry one was like pink or red, and the coffee cream was like a brown. Yeah, so they brought it back. I think it was in a green wrapper this time around, but they've got rid of it again. So they've kind of I mean, basically Roses were really. I mean, they went sort of ridiculously caramel heavy, maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it was just there was 3 or 4 different caramels, I think, runny caramels, and then there was the two chewy caramels. You know, so then they got rid of all that. They introduced the I think the sort of like the chocolate bite or crispy bite or something, which was a nice one, and then the coffee one, and then it went a bit bad again, and I think we might still be in the bad stage. And they also made the chewy caramels, too soft. So I don't know. I'm a bit worried we're still in the bad territory now. We're still in that bad time. So you can see the ones here. So there's 9 different types. Say only 9. It's really hard to read. I mean, well, basically, I've got contacts in the moment. I probably need my glasses really to read better, but we've got the Tangy Orange Cream, or Creme, Strawberry Dream, Signature Truffle, Hazel and Caramel, Hazel Whirl, the Golden Barrel, which is kind of the one that I think will never go, and the big one, with the big Brazil one. They call it that in the Quality Street, but it's the equivalent. Country Fudge, Cadbury's Dairy Milk Chunk, and just Caramel, which is a chewy one. So yeah, so they've lost a few here. Was it Brazilian Darkness was in this one? That's not in this one either. So that one. Yeah, it's like the sort of. Yeah, so they've got rid of like the chewy caramel one. I think it was a Brazilian Darkness. I think anyway there was a chewy one, which is a dark chocolate caramel. So that's not in here. Yeah, the Hazel Whirl's still there. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, so basically, they've replaced it with the Signature Truffle, which actually has the same colour scheme. Yeah, so and as I say, they've got rid of the chocolate bite they used to have. I think it was called that. It had basically Rice Krispie pieces in it, and they got rid of they had another caramel in there at one point. I say the coffee cream's gone as well. These might be at different phases. And also when I was younger, you used to have a Bourneville chunk as well. They were doing tabs. They were little tabs actually, little flat tabs when I was younger. You had a bit of Bourneville and the Dairy Milk as well, and they were the same size, which is a shame again as well that they've got rid of that. So there's no dark. I think there's maybe the Hazel and Caramel's dark chocolates. I'm not sure. Sorry, not the Hazel Whirl. Sorry, but I think there's no dark chocolates in it now. So yeah. So okay. Well, it looks nice anyway, doesn't it? So it looks okay. It's got the Queen symbol on there for the tradition, but you can't read it, of course. It says something along the lines of by appointment of Her Majesty the Queen. It's got it on the back as well. So it's a nice little gift box. I think it looks quite nice. It's probably an equivalent, really, of the one that used to sort of stand up. Used to get it, and it would typical. Maybe it's replaced it. I'm not sure. But it's a nice replacement, actually. I think if they are replacing it, I think this is the way to go. It does look very nice, and it does look more of a treat as well. And you can see here it opens in this sort of contraption here. There's lots of folds and stuff going on there, and it's a bit like one of these things you have to assemble almost with all the I'm assuming it just opens. But quite nice. It's got quite nice different. And usually the roses is restricted to just one red rose, but you'll see here they've also got like a green rose, a yellow one and a pink one as well. So there's they've changed the branding a bit here as well, or slightly. There you go. So yeah, interesting. It's a bit funny how this doesn't really continue on to the sides. There's like a rose on there or something, but I don't know what's going on there. It's a bit of a shame that. It's almost as if you could slide this bit out. But you can't, so I don't know why they've done that. But it's, it makes it have this little sort of effect on the front, I guess. So, So what have we got? It just says an assortment of chocolates, it says. So there we go. Made under license from Cadbury UK Limited. Just give you the Mondelez Ireland address. Mondelez UK address as well, yeah, so there we go. But it doesn't actually say Mondelez in sort of like big, it doesn't give their big sort of branding on it, so there we are. Well, it's got some gubbins on the side. What does this say? Probably gives us some kind of excuses. These chocolates are made in Bourneville's factory in a garden. In a garden? These chocolates are made in Bourneville's factory in a garden. Okay. Named after Dorothy Cadbury's favourite flowers, roses. Exquisite hand-picked flavours for you to enjoy. I don't know if they're really made in Bourneville's factory in a garden. In a garden. I don't know if they're really made in Bourneville's factory in a garden. I don't know if that's just sort of metaphorical speaking or just like, you know, flavour. It's interesting, yes. It's named after Dorothy Cadbury's favourite flowers, roses. There we go. That's quite nice. Yes, I didn't know that. Exquisite hand-picked flavours for you to enjoy. There we go. Yeah, so, well, I mean, you know, basically roses have been up and down, you know, and I would say they're probably they're not in the best place they've been. They're in a better place, I guess, maybe, but well, we'll see. We'll give them an open, but I think the fact that there's no dark chocolates in there, they've got rid of the coffee one, you know, they're all kind of, I don't know, but they've streamlined it maybe, so who knows. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, right, so, yeah, definitely there's much more to say then. Yeah. Let's give it an open. Let's do it. Right, okay, once I'm going to give these roses sort of like gift box set, I guess. Yeah, open. I don't know if it probably was more than the usual roses. I'm not too sure. I didn't get the impression it was, but maybe it is. I don't know. But it looks nice. You know, it's obviously a bit more of a gift, I guess, sort of set than the usual ones. I don't know if it's replacing the usual sort of standy-uppy one you get, you know. But it seems to be an equivalent, so... Okay, so let's give it an open. So it looks like it's got some kind of shenanigan going on here. I don't know if that's to reseal it or whatever, but let's give it an open and see what happens. Hopefully, be careful with it just in case. Okay, so there we go. Oh. So I don't know. It says in there, "You're blooming brilliant." It says. I don't know if you can make that out. So it's quite nice. It's quite a nice little touch as well. Yeah, so I'm just trying to see if you can see it all. So yeah, there's the fold. So you're blooming brilliant, it says on there. And then here it says, what does it say? Tear here, take a pic, I think it says. Trying to not knock the camera over. There you go, can you see that? Tear here, take a pic. There we go. Well, tear here and take a pic. I'll take your pic, honestly. Okay. We just perforated, so it's perforated, so there we go. That's quite nice. This says, don't mind if I do. You've got all the different things up here as well, so that bit lifts up. It's on the back of the flap. And it says, don't mind if I do at the very top. I don't know if you can quite see it there. Don't mind if I do. And there's all the different ones again, so I quite like that, the way it's got the menu here, which is really useful, because obviously you're going to be looking at that, so it's really well designed actually. Yeah, I quite like the little messages. You're blooming brilliant. I think that was, well, it's nice, isn't it? Yeah, so there we go. As I say, it looks a bit, I wouldn't say out of place, but I don't know. Yeah, it's obviously a pun, isn't it? So there we go. Take here and take your pick, and then obviously there. So yeah, it's really nice, and there they all are. So it's quite full as well. So it's quite full as well, you'd say. But obviously, first thing I will notice, and it's annoying me straight away, is that I say it's full, but you can see here, it's empty up until this point here. This bit here is nothing in it. And it even bulges out even more, so can you see? So that's cheeky, isn't it? I think that's really cheeky. So it's not really as full as you'd think. Okay, let's empty them out then. I'm interested in checking the distribution. Obviously the weightage and things. And it's got a little message at the bottom as well. Beautiful while they lasted. So I like all this presentation. You know, I like the box, it's nice. Presumably it's got some kind of, I don't know what. Oh, there you go. You can sort of fold it into this bit here somehow. To reseal it. I don't know why you'd ever reseal it. There you go. So it reseals. That's quite nice. So the design's really quite nice, actually. Yeah, I think it's quite clever. I like all the little messages. Here, sort of like at the top there as well, somewhere. There even. Yeah, and then at the bottom as well. So there's all these little messes. I quite like that. But what I don't like, as I say, is this big padding out at the side. And of course, at the end of the day, you know, possibly that's more, well, I don't know if it's more, but it's a gift, isn't it? But obviously, you know, it's cheeky. So if you imagine it's really a lot smaller than it should be. I mean, there's always dead space in these things, but that's, you know, yeah, I don't know, I'm not happy with that. Okay, so let's check the distribution then. I think that's very important. So I'm hoping, I said there's no excuse for them not to be distributed equally, and I reckon these will roughly weigh the same. Let's have a look. I feel relatively confident that these might be quite well distributed actually. But I can see already that there's 4 of one. We can give them, obviously, you know, one or, you know, one might have more than the others, but I can see there's only 2. Well, no, there's 3 donuts actually. Yeah, so is there only 1 orange cream? There's only, that can't be right. There's only 1 orange cream. There's 1 orange cream in it. I mean, there's 1 orange cream in it. So if this is the one you like the best, and someone happens to take it, you've got it for 2 people, someone assumes there's going to be more than 1, that's terrible. I mean, that's really terrible. Basically, it seems to be an average of 3 roughly, maybe, you know, because there's 3 of the strawberry dream, there's 3 of the hazelnut caramel, there's 3 of the country fudge, what it's called. It just says caramel actually, sorry. There's 3 of the signature truffle, there's 4 golden barrels, there's 4 hazel whirls, there's 2 country fudge actually, but there's only one orange. I mean, that's terrible. But that's allowed to happen. That's pretty terrible. Because remember, this is on a computer that's creating all these, that knows exactly what's going in, and it knows whether, you know, they're able to detect anything they like about this product when they make it, anything they want, whether there's, you know, it weighs perfectly, there's whatever in it, you know, they should easily be able to say. Because on average, don't forget, there should be 3 of each in this one, and they're weighing it and stuff. So there should definitely be at least 2 of everything. Well, there should be at least 2 of everything in it, shouldn't there? If there's 3 of each, you know, there should just be 2 of at least of everything. And even that's, you could say, a bit fine. There should be 3 because there's 4 of some. There's 4 of 2 of them. So if you took these away, you'd have 3 of the country fudge and 2. This would be the only one with 2 in then if you took these 2 away. You know. So the country fudge would be if you had 2 to the orange cream. So, but then you'd think, well, why can't you just have 3 of each then? You know, why can't you do that? Surely that's not impossible. And that's what it should be, 3 of each. Why is that allowed to happen? That there's not 3 of each in here, or at least, you know, I mean, clearly that's the why is there more of these ones and 4 of these 2, and only 1 of this? Why is that allowed to happen? It's absolutely ridiculous. I can't tell you how frustrating that is, because this might be your favourite. Okay, because it could easily be. I mean, we don't know. We don't know whether it could happen to any of them, but it could be one of the more popular ones. You know, well, maybe the orange cream is popular. You know, who knows? But it's just not. It shouldn't be allowed to happen. That I think that's really poor. To be honest with you, that's a. You know, when you normally say on the back of these things, get in touch with us if you're not happy. This is when I would not be happy, you know, because it's really poor that's allowed to happen, and I think if that does happen, I would encourage people to get in touch with them, because that's really poor. Anyway, so I think anyway, okay, right, so let's get rid of all of them bar 1 of each, so we can see what we're doing. Yes, as well, we'll count how many's in them for the start, shall we, just to see. We're doing. I mean, we know we've seen the distribution, so I'm not worried about keeping them into. See, I'm just doing into groups of 5 at the moment, so you can see. Somewhere. Just for you, the Kinder Bueno White. I just realised I've got some of the wafer powder or cocoa powder, whatever it is, left on the table there. Anyway, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 there is. 26. So there we go. Check I got that right. Yeah. 5 and 4. Okay, so let's get 1 of each in there. Yes, okay. No, I went with a single orange one. So yeah, how many was there of each? So there's 9 of each, isn't it? So there's 2 are missing there. Country fudge. Let's do one. This one. Yep. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. We've got 2 problems so far. We've got the fact that there's massive, cushions inside the box to make it small, make it look bigger than it is. And there's only one of one particular type of chocolate. Okay, so here we go. So here they all are. So they're all sort of they're also nicely wrapped. They're all sort of very similar. Some of them are sort of one colour. Some of them are multiple colours. Yeah, so there we go. So I don't know why some are multiple colours really, but some of them are. You can clearly see that a couple of them are thinner than others. I mean, this one looks ridiculous. I mean, the flourish on this. This used to be like a square one, this caramel one. But you can see, it's so small. That flourish is huge. Yeah, okay. I mean, what I do like about them is I like the way they've got the sort of the tabs. They're not quite brightly wrapped. I think the wrapper's a bit, what's the word, garish, is it? I used to think I prefer a bit more subtle wrappers, but yeah. But I like the way it tells you what they are on each of them, so you know what they all are. It clearly says it's obviously the Dairy Milk one, which is branded Dairy Milk, but they literally say what they are. Here's a whirl. All of them do. So, well, this one they've added tangy, so it's not just the orange cream; it's tangy orange cream now. I think it used to be. Oh, it does say tangy actually. Or orange creme. I believe that my theory that they spell cream that way, creme, is because it doesn't have actual cream in it, and that's why I believe they do it. Because on the when I reviewed the sort of orange cream or creme cake bar, it had a asterisk next to it saying it doesn't actually contain cream. So I reckon that's why they do it. Doesn't have it in this case. Might have it somewhere, but I can't see it easily. There's no asterisk next to it, so yeah. But the cake bar is slightly different because, of course, I guess it's a cake, so you might be more inclined to expect like a cream on it, but there we go. Okay, I'm not going to open these individually. I'm going to just taste them all, and I'm going to open them and sort of look at them at the time. I don't think I'll go too overboard with measuring them all and things like this, because it'll probably take forever, and you'll get the gist of it all. But you can clearly see here the flourishes are just ridiculous on these. But there we are. So yeah, so again in this box, it looks like it's full, but half it's probably dead space, and you've got these cushions at the side as well. It's be interesting to remove them all from the wrapper and put them back in, but yeah, I think you get the gist of it. Okay, let's give these a taste. Let's do it. Okay, well, so we're going to give these, basically sort of like gift sets edition of Cadbury's Roses. Taste them individually. So I've got all 9 chocolates. There's 9 chocolates in here. I've got them all here ready to go. So yeah, so I'll wrap them individually and see what they're like. So okay, so I've got the signature truffle here. So we'll go for this one first. You can see a lot smaller than the actual wrapper. It's one of these sort of domed ones with the rose design on it. Flat at the bottom. So give it a quick measure. Diameter wise, yeah, about 2.7 centimeters, and height wise, about 1.8. Okay, so I'll give it a cut in half so we can see what we're up against. It's a soft scent. So it's basically like a sort of praline, chocolate praline. Okay, let's give this a taste, see what it's like. Chocolate myself. Very very sort of soft and very soft sensor. Yeah, they used to have a brownie one, didn't they? That was it. They had a brownie flavouring. That was another one they've got rid of. This, I was about to say, it tastes a bit like a sort of like a very it has that taste actually, but very very creamy. So it's as if the brownie's been liquidized. That's basically what it tastes like, a liquidized brownie in the centre. I'm sure it did have a brownie flavour, didn't it, in this? Yeah. It was a bit. I wonder if I don't know if they existed at the same time, the signature truffle and the brownie, but this basically tastes as if they've just altered the brownie recipe. Yeah, it's okay. It's a bit rich, a bit sickly. Rich might not be the quite word, but a bit sickly. Maybe rich is the right word. I'm not sure. But I wouldn't describe it as rich as in a dark chocolate rich. It's just sickly, really. Yeah. So well, you know, it's not too bad because it's quite small. But it is that way inclined, you know. As I say, it's got a brownie taste. It's okay actually, not too bad. I think that one, I think probably a 4 out of 5 actually. It's better than I remembered it being. I don't know if they've adjusted the taste, maybe made it taste more like brownie. I don't remember it tasting like brownie before. It tastes better than I remember it being. I used to not be too big a fan on that one. But it wasn't too bad. I don't think it's because I cut it in half. Let's have another one. I'll just try, because truffle. Try it as a whole. Yeah, maybe as a whole it's a bit much maybe. Yeah, it's still nice though. It's still nice. I think I'm going to say yeah, I'm still going to give it 4 out of 5. I think maybe just eating half of it might be a bit better actually. But there we go. Okay. Eating in halves, you know, is a bit better. Just makes it a bit less sort of sickly. So we're going to try the golden barrel next. Classic. It's going to roll these. This is like a sort of, yeah, it has the barrel design. It used to be a foil when I was younger, this one as well. Wrapped in foil. I used to quite like the foil wrapper. So let's give it a measure from top to bottom. You can see if they shrink in size with things like this as well over the years. So it's about 2.6, 2.7. Height-wise, it's a sort of half a circle. It's about 1.5. And width, the widest, 2.7. Again, let's give it a cut in half. So this is runny caramel, basically. Yeah, so it's runny all over the place. There you go. You can see it's sort of domed affair there. There's a bit of thick chocolate at the bottom as well, so there's quite a lot of chocolate. It's a very runny, so you can see it was running away there. You probably could see it, actually I couldn't tell, but it's running now, so it's very runny, the caramel, yeah. Very runny. Okay, let's give this a taste. I'm always unsure whether they've just changed it to be like the Cadbury's, you know, the caramel now, and it tastes. It has that sort of rich buttery taste, a bit like the old Cadbury's caramel. They used to have Cadbury's caramel in here as well. So you had the golden barrel and Cadbury's caramel, a chunk of it. It's called something else, of course, but it was basically that. I don't know if they've just changed it to be Cadbury's caramel now. That tastes has this sort of very buttery taste that Cadbury's caramel. It's very hard to say without having them both in hand, but that does taste a lot like what I remember Cadbury's caramel tasting like. And they used to be different for sure. I don't know. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, but it did have a buttery taste to it, which is what Cadbury's caramel does have. So I don't know whether they've just changed it with the same caramel. I'm not sure. Don't know. It's nice though. It's nice. Another 4 out of 5. I think it's not a bad caramel actually. It's quite, as I say, it's pretty good that you only have one barred section at a time. It's hard to say whether that's Cadbury's caramel now. I don't know. It's hard to say without having them side by side. But it wasn't too far away. So I don't know. A bit sceptical on that one. Okay, it's got the dairy milk now. So it's just a chunk of dairy milk. I mean, there's not much, you know. Yeah, so there we go. So you can see it's just one of the bubble chunks there. Just Cadbury on it as well. Quite nice. It's not too bad, these actually, you know, so far. About 2.6 width and height about 1.6. Yeah, both sides 2.6. So I'm just going to go wash my knife because it's got some caramel on it, so just to go do that. Okay, so I've done that. I've washed my knife. I don't know whether I'm just going to bite this one actually because it's just basically solid chocolate, so it's going to give it a bite. So there you go. So, yeah, it's just that lovely sort of very sort of sweet, lovely smelling sort of velvety dairy milk chocolate. It tastes really nice. I mean, Gives me a little subtle taste that I'm not too keen on. I don't know where that's come from. We're getting the benefit of that. I think I really like that one. It's nice. It's I'd say that subtle taste was a bit, I don't know, a bit chemically. I don't remember that being there before in dairy milk. So we're going to say 4.5 out of 5 for that one. I think it's really nice chocolate. I think it might, let's say if it wasn't for that weird sort of taste, I don't know what that was about, but so yeah. But nice though, nice, yes. Let's try the hazel and caramel now. So this is just a hazelnut at the top. Yeah, so it's got like a design on it. I'm not sure what that design's meant to be. It used to just be a domed one, this one, a literal dome. Yeah, it's got like a weird indent on it. See, that's a strange design. Assume that's on purpose. Doesn't look like it's been damaged. Yeah, it's not a symmetrical pattern. It's got like lines on that part as well, so you can see those lines there. It's just not there. So okay, let's give it a chop. So I don't know what that design's meant to be. Looks like it's meant to be something, but yeah. That's how hazelnuts look at some point in their life cycle. Okay, so I've chopped it. So it's chopped quite easy. So it's basically, yeah, it's kind of like the equivalent of the big purple one or whatever. And I think because the caramel's so soft, it's just falling apart when I hold it. It's all squished together. Yeah, so it's like the big purple one in Quality Street, the equivalent of. So there you go. So you can see half a whole hazelnut in caramel. So what normally I would do, I'm not a big fan of whole hazelnuts. Just normally have it and spit the hazelnut out into the wrapper. It used to look a bit more. It used to be shaped a bit more like the big purple one as well. Okay, so you can see it's just because it's also the caramel's so runny. It's basically the same as the golden barrel caramel, I think. Okay, let's give this one a go. Must say the rest of the chocolate, I don't believe is dairy milk, by the way. On all these, I think it's only the dairy milk is dairy milk, but I could be wrong. This one was quite soft. The knife cut through it very easy, as you saw. There was no, the knife just cut straight through the hazelnut. It's a very soft hazelnut, at least in this case. It is there as well. I could taste it, but it doesn't have much of a taste actually. And I think that's probably just as well because I'm not a big hazelnut fan, and that was actually tolerable. Yeah, that's not too bad though. It's mainly the caramel, as I say, so it's a bit like the golden barrel. So, yeah, I think that one probably about 4.5 again. If you like hazelnuts, obviously it's even better for you. Or well, but I think I'm giving that a 4.5 as if I like hazelnuts. Really, I didn't really taste it to be honest with you. It wasn't too bad actually. There's a bit in my teeth at the moment, but still, it was nice. But yeah, the hazelnut was a bit hard to taste. Other than and a bit, it was too soft. I think you probably think it was a bit too soft, really. I'm not sure. I'm not a hazelnut connoisseur or a particular fan, so I don't really know how hazelnuts should be to be nice. But for me, it was because I couldn't really taste it, and it was so soft. It may as well not have been there really. So I think if you are a fan of the hazelnuts, that one probably would be a bit disappointing. So, but I'm not too sure. But for me, it was nice. I think about 4.5 out of 5. And the fudge one now. This is one I really am not keen on because I just think it's just Cadbury's fudge, which is a really budget, low bar really, and it's always been in Roses, and I wish to get rid of it. They put it in Heroes as well, and it's just get rid of it, I really don't like it, it's just boring. 4 centimeters long, about 1.5 centimeters high, and wide at 1.7. Yes, it's even got like tire tracks that's been on conveyor belts as well. It's probably is literally just segments of fudge from Cadbury's fudge. Yeah, so I'll give this one a chop. I was going to say I'll just bite into it. It's quite hard though. I don't know if the regular fudge is quite that hard, so maybe it's slightly different, but even so, I think that's what we're up against. It's not fudge that you would get, in the Lake District or whatever, but it's not quite that sort of fudge. Let's give it a taste. Let's give it a go. It's not sweet. Those are. I'm not a big fan of proper fudge because it's a bit too sweet and it hurts my teeth really. It's so sweet. Quite chewy this one. So not as sweet as regular fudge. yeah, I would say that this is very similar to regular fudge. I think in one of my other reviews, I think I reviewed Heroes and Roses roughly at the same time, and I compared them. So we'll see if with some comparisons. Perhaps look at my old Roses videos. But yeah, I don't. It tastes just like that anyway. It's not too dissimilar. It's a bit boring and mundane, really. I think it's not unpleasant though. So I think a 3 out of 5. But it's just a bit boring. It tastes. It's a bit like a chewy caramel, really, but just not as good. And just as I say, because you see, so it's 15p little, or whatever they are now, maybe, I don't know, 20p now or something. Little chocolate bars. It just seems really out of place to have them in here, such a sort of cheap, bar rate, 10p sort of bar, you know what I mean? Okay, speaking of chewiness, so we'll try the caramel one now. So again, you can see the length of this one. You can see how much space is missing, plus the flourish at the bottom. So, again, so it's just crazy, isn't it, that? It's not as chewy as it used to be. This one used to be really chewy, but it's now a lot softer. Yes, there you go, there's the centre of it. It's obviously 2 chunks here, so yeah. Okay, let's give it a go. And it's really soft. It's almost like the fudge consistency. It's so soft. It used to be really chewy, this one. It used to last a long time, really be distinctive. Disappointing now. Still gives you a bit of a chew, of course, but it's just yeah, probably 3.5 out of 5. It used to be a lot better than it is. It's too soft now. It's been soft for quite some time now, and they need to make it harder again. It's just a bit rubbish, really. It's a rubbish chewy caramel, because it's not really that chewy. It's okay, I guess, but It's got hazelnut whirl this time, so this one does have a bit of a whirl pattern. Flat underneath. It's in the diameter. It's probably the same size as all the other signature truffle and things. It's about 2.7. Height 1.5. Okay. Yes, hazelnut whirl. So I think this does have a solid. Well, I think this is chopped hazelnuts actually in solid milk chocolate. Oh no. Well, no, it's just a whole hazelnut actually. There we go, so it's just a whole one in solid chocolate. So not quite scented, as you can see, but there we are. Okay, so let's give it a go again. It's more crunchy, this hazelnut, than the other one. It was in the caramel one. Yeah, this one's a lot more crunchy, it's harder. You can definitely taste it more. Not in case I don't think it's dairy milk. Quite sure it isn't, so I don't know why that's the case, but it's okay. I'll say, in fact, hazelnut's a bit more for you because it's not soft. Maybe the caramel is what softened the other hazelnut. Not sure. But yeah, not too bad. I'm not a whole hazelnut fan. That was pretty much a whole hazelnut, but it wasn't too bad. There's plenty of chocolate there to go around it. I could eat it. When I was younger, I would have avoided that one like the plague, as I say, I would have spat the nut out from the caramel ones. But these days, I'm not so averse to them. But there was enough chocolate there for me to be okay. If there was more hazelnuts in there, like 2 or 3 of them, I don't think it'd be for me. But as it was, I could eat it, and it wasn't too bad. So I think probably 3.5 out of 5 for me. Chocolate was okay. It was nothing special. It wasn't dairy milk or anything, I don't believe. So yeah. But if you like hazelnuts, that would be a bit more for you. But that was a bit mundane for me because hazelnuts don't really interest me. So if they do, bump that one up. But it was nice, and you could taste, as I say, it was a crunchy hazelnut this time. Okay, last one, strawberry cream. Well, they've got the orange cream as well. So I guess this one's a square. It's got sort of like strawberry sort of seeds design on it. Yes, I'll give it a measure as well. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, the width is about 2.6. Height about 1.6. Okay, so give this a cut. So there we go. I'm sure it used to be a lot. Oh, it's quite pink anyway. Yeah, so there you go. Got cream centre. It's quite a pinky, sort of like a runny fondant centre, I guess you'd say. Yeah, because it's running out of the finger bit, can't you, as well? So it's quite liquidy. It's running out of the bar, out of the shell. Yeah. And on the other side, yes. So you can see Squeeze it a bit. Squeeze it too much, but yeah. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, so it's very runny. Oh, yeah, so I squeezed it from the wrong. I don't know if that's showing enough, but I'll try not to squeeze it too much. But yeah, you get the gist of it. Okay, right. Yes, it's a bit pink. I don't think it's as pink as it used to be. I'm not sure, but hard to say. Yep, let's give it a go. Yeah. It's that strawberry fondant centre. It's not something you'd expect in one of the fries bars, really. I don't know if it's exactly the same tasting their strawberry fondant bar they did, but yeah, it's a very sort of sweet taste. It's very sort of typical fondant sort of cream, where it's quite sort of sugary and quite sticks on your throat a bit. But it's nice, a bit different than all the others, as I say. It stands out quite a lot. Yeah, I think a 4 out of 5 for that one for me, I think. So these so far, these are definitely better than I remember reviewing them last time. I think it's just the fact that they're just, I don't know, I'm not sure why that is. From what I remember anyway. But they are a bit more unique and a bit, so yeah. This one's the orange cream one, the orange creme. It's got like a picture of an orange on it. So let's see, so this is the same size as the Strawberry Dream one. Yeah, it's about 2.7 wide. About 1.6 high. Yeah, 2.6, 2.7 wide. Well, 2.7 wide and then 2.6 high, I think it is. No, 2.7, yes, about the same. Let's give this a chop as well. Expect this to look like Strawberry Dream, but well, there you go. It's very orangey, this one. Look at that. It's very orangey. Yeah. So there we go. So liquidy as well. I think you can see it starting to run out a bit. Slightly. I think it's doing it. It looks like it is. I don't know if it is or not, but it looks like it is. Yes, it's very no. Yeah, it's very quite liquid. I just tapped it there, you can see. It's come out a bit there. Yeah, on the other side you can see it's very easily to there you go, look at, yeah. So okay, let's give this one a taste. Fries are done on an orange cream now as well, so yeah, competition of all way around really. It's a very strong orange taste, very typical fondant centre, very rich and oh, yeah, but very rich is the right way. It just catches on your throat. It's that kind of flavour, like fondant creams do. So yeah, as it's an exaggerated flavour like the Strawberry Dream. I'm not sure if I like it just as much as strawberry. I'm not sure. It's a bit more. It's a bit too perfumey, perhaps. Mind the Strawberry Dream is as well. So they're both about 4 out of 5, I think. They're nice, a bit different. But as I say, maybe just having them one at a time. And I have to go. I can't have any more of the orange one because I only got one in this box, didn't I? So there we go. Yeah, so overall, not too bad. I mean, a lot of them were quite nice. Actually, a lot of them were there roughly 4s, weren't they? Average just around 4, I think. Only the fudge one was a bit lower than that. I mean, they all seem to taste okay. I think I don't know if they've grown on me a bit more. I seem to remember being a bit disappointed with them last time I had them, but I think I quite preferred them a bit this time, so I'm not sure. So I think normally it would be a 4 out of 5, but I think, as I say, I think the fact that the packet is so much wasted space, as you've seen here, these sort of, the packaging is really nice, but there's just this pillow up here, bit where there's nothing in it. It's this whole bit on both sides is empty. So it makes it look like there's more than it is. And the fact there's only one orange creme, orange creme, whatever you want to say. It's just criminal, really. And so, it's got to be. I think the packaging is beautiful. I think it's a really nice gift packaging. As I say, all the different. Got chocolate on my fingers trying to. It looks lovely. It's a lovely presentation. I like the way they got different roses. A description on one side about what it's about. Dorothy, Cadbury's, love roses or whatever. And when you open it, it's got little messages on every step. So here it sort of says, "You're blooming gorgeous" or something like that. "You're blooming brilliant," and "Tear here and to get stuck in," or whatever it is. What does it say? "Tear here and take your pick." That says on the next one. And then on this one, it's got the menu as well in a really practical place. And it says, "Don't mind if I do." And then at the bottom it says, "Gone but not forgotten," or something like that. Beautiful while they lasted. There we go. So I like all these little messages. It's a nice presentation, but as I say, you can see here these sort of pads at the side make it, really do, remove a lot of the, what could be in there really. They're about 2.5 centimeters, so in the whole box itself measures just about 20.1 centimeters roughly. So you lost 5 centimeters essentially. That's a quarter of the box with these. So each one's 2.5. So the quarter of the box is gone. Quarter of the box. Nothing in it. And then of course there's all the flushes in here. The fact that there's nothing in half of these. So then so you're talking then half more of what's in there already, because pretty much half of this, each of these sweets, there's nothing in it. If you take from edge to edge. So so you've got so you end up with only probably a quarter of actually the box is actually physically filled with something other than air. So I think I've got to mark it down for that. That's atrocious, really. I think it would be interesting for me to take them all out and throw them in. I think that's kind of a bit silly, really. Because obviously I've opened some now, things like that, so it wouldn't be really accurate. But if I did, I imagine it would only fill half of this available space, pretty much. Or not much more than it. There'd be a lot of gappage anyway, as you can see. Well, of course, it would spread out, so it might be the height-wise as well. But you get the gist. Half, I don't know. I can't prove that. It's only my assumption, really. So take that with a pinch of salt. But what I'm trying to say is there'd be a lot of empty space in here if they were all out of the wrapper. So with all that in mind, I think for taste alone, I think 4 out of 5. But the fact that there's only one orange cream in there, and there's no excuse for that whatsoever. There's really no excuse. I think that's almost worth docking almost a whole mark, really, because that's just terrible. So I think all in all, I'm just going to say 3 out of 5. I think it's the taste-wise they're really good, but I think just the fact that the distribution was that poor for one of those chocolates. It could be a one-off, as I say. It's hard to say, but it shouldn't be allowed to happen. This quality control they have, they do so much into the quality control. If you ever watch any of these programs that show you how things are made, the things that they can tell. Using lasers and all sorts, it's not difficult to count how many different things are coming from a different side into the product. That's easy compared to the things they do, honestly. So it's there's no excuse. So it's really poor that, and as I say, in the wasted space as well. I mean, it's hard. I think really it's probably more fair to say 3.5 out of 5. I think. But I think, as I say, it's just so disappointing that there's lots of wasted space. They all do that. I know that. I don't know. I think I'm torn between 3 and 3.5 out of 5. I think I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say 3.5 out of 5. I think that's because they are above average. The taste of everything is really nice. All the chocolate's really good. I think it's just criminal that there's only one orange cream in there. I don't think you can really take the whole thing down that much for the packaging and the only one orange cream. So I'm only going to dock it half a mark for all that, because I think it's unfair, because the taste, is what the rating is really about. Well, is mainly about, really. But all the other things, I think I'm going to have to dock it half a mark for that. So, yeah, I think that's fair enough, I think. Just disappointing. A real shame that. One orange cream. It's really bad, that's really bad. I can't tell you how bad that is, really. It's just the fact it's impossible. It shouldn't be allowed to happen. They know what's going in. They must know how many of each chocolate goes into the products, and there's no reason for it to be random. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe obviously if the weightage that they have for the box, say it's 150 grams, if each of these weighs something that 2 of each of them would take it to 145 or whatever, and they have to have another one in there of something, so there's going to be more than one of all the others. I mean, that's fine, but there is no reason for them to be 4 of one and only 1 of another, and they have, you know what I mean? That's ridiculous. So, yeah, terrible, really terrible. That. Anyway, as I say, I could go on about that forever, really, and I probably already have. But yeah, so 3.5 out of 5, I think. But they are nice, but just let down by some really poor quality control issues, I think, and poor purposeful making the box bigger than it needs to be. And again, when you consider how much space is in all these wrappers as well, they're not tight. So they've got flourishes and space. You know what I mean? The flourishes there, you can see. But then there's But then, as I say, it's all, there's hardly anything in it. These ones, you know what I mean? There's the flourish, and then there's all the empty side. So you've still got flourish here, and I've folded it over this much. So yeah, anyway, I'm going on again. 3.5 out of 5. But let me know what you think about all that. What you think on the wasted space and also the flourishes and the fact there's only one orange cream. Let me know what your thoughts are on all this. That's new. I mean, I realise orange cream might not be your favourite one. You might hate it. But if it was your favourite one, imagine how you'd feel then. If someone just came in and said, oh, I like that one, took it, and then you realised there was none others. You would never think there was only one in there, would you? You'd always assume there'd be more than one, especially when you see how much apparently is in there with these fake sides as well, which makes you believe there's more in there. So. But yeah, let me know what you think. Leave a comment or phrase about it, as I say. Yeah, and all the usual stuff as well on my videos. Subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Patreon if you can, things like this. And I'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching, guys. Take care. See you soon. Bye for now. See ya.